this day in history. Death is beaten, you have rescued me. Sing it out, Jesus is alive. The empty cross, the empty grave, life eternal, you have won the day. Shout it out, Jesus is alive.
One famous face who rediscovered his childhood faith as a teenager is better known for his extreme adventures, risk-taking, and his action man image. Christened Edward, but known by his nickname, Bear Grylls is famous for his TV show Born Survivor, which has a global audience of more than 1 billion.
Okay, this one is gonna be a mission.
But Bear hasn't had an easy ride, and he's had many close shaves with death. I want to know whether being a Christian gets in the way of his tough guy image. You are known worldwide. Was fame something that you set out to find?
No, it's been a kind of a monster that's crept up. But no, I mean, all I ever wanted to do as a kid was climb trees and then fall out of them and get muddy. And I think if somebody had told me as a 7-year-old that I could have a job that essentially was that, I would have thought heaven, you know. But I always take it with a big bucket of salt, you know, and it's a kind of, don't get involved in too much of the kind of, you know, the glitzy stuff around.
Are people ever surprised that an action man like you is a Christian?
People have lots of different reactions. I think there is a kind of stereotypical image of a Christian, and to be honest, I grew up with that as well as a kid. So I threw the baby out with the bathwater and thought Christianity is boring. Yeah. When actually the heart of Christianity, of this person, Jesus Christ, was the most totally wild, free, unreligious person you'll ever meet.
Bear, how would you describe your faith?
I think I've always tried to keep my faith simple and not to let it get religious or overcomplicated. I think the one thing my Christian faith has done for me is it's given me that kind of core and that backbone and that secret strength of having been found. And that's something that brings with it a quiet kind of confidence that has sustained me and helped me so much on high mountains and on remote jungles and all these difficult places.
So, Bear, which hymn says something about your faith?
Well, I always love the hymn Lord of the Dance. And again, for me, it's been a life lesson to realise that our Lord isn't the Lord of, you know, church and behaving better and being religious. He's Lord of a dance, and it's about being free, and it's about having that raw, moving, real, personal faith.
I danced in the morning when the world was begun, and I danced in the moon and the stars and the sun, and I came down from heaven and I danced on the earth. At Bethlehem I had my birth. I danced for the scribe and the Pharisee, but they would not dance and they would not follow me. I danced for the fishermen, for James and John. They came with me and the dance went on.
Bear's TV career almost didn't happen. Trained as an SAS soldier, he was on leave from duty in 1996 when a freefall parachute jump went badly wrong. He broke his back in 3 places and spent the next year in military rehab.
Suddenly your world's kind of ripped apart because you can't move and you're strapped up in this place, and the doctors didn't know if I was going to be able to, you know, walk again properly. But I think where my faith has really come in, you know, into its own is it was a real guiding light for me of saying, you're going to be okay.
So after you recovered and after you were able to walk again, you became the youngest person to climb Everest. But why did you do that?
I suppose Everest was my proving ground to prove that I wasn't out. You know, just because life's knocked me sideways, I'm going to get back up. And actually that, I think, has been the great lesson for me of life, is that the rewards don't always go to the best or the brilliant, they go to the dogged. And I remember just collapsing to my knees, you know, and it was a powerful moment for me.
So you go to these extreme places. What keeps taking you back to them?
What takes me back to all of these wilds and the extremes is that it's one thing in my life I'm good at. When I'm in a jungle or I'm up a mountain, I come alive. I feel a kind of strength there, and life becomes much more raw. That fluff gets blown away.
Have you had some near misses?
I've had too many near misses, and they're times I'm not proud of. You know, there have been numerous kind of close shaves. I've been bitten by nasty snakes and pinned in big wrappers and falling down crevasses and parachute failures and you name it, you know. But I try and focus always on getting home, and I try and forget about the bad times.
How do you reconcile making these extreme programs for TV and your responsibilities as a father and as a husband?
Yeah, I think it's hard. Again, I don't think I've resolved that, and I think it's always a struggle in my life. But at the same time, it's my job, it's what I'm good at. We don't take crazy, unnecessary risks. We plan things, we consider them well. And as you say, nothing's worth dying for. At the end of the day, it's a TV show.
When people see you on TV and they see what you do, what do you want that to ignite in them?
I want them to realise that life is precious and life is best lived boldly. You've got to grab it with both hands. Don't be scared to have dreams. Don't listen to the dream stealers who tell you you're crazy. And to go for it. And understand that the key ingredient is always that determination to keep going.
Tell me about the hymn that you've chosen.
I've chosen Lord of All Hopefulness, just because when I go to church and I hear that, it feeds me. You know, to hear that this Lord of all hopefulness is with me at the start of the day and through our business and when we're running around and we're facing dangers. And I come away really super grateful.